So guys, here is the big XVS1100 bobber reveal. I'm so happy with it. I think it suits what I wanted from the bike a little bit better. But I'll have a quick walk around and talk about what I've done to it. On the front, just for shits and giggles, I've put the obligatory hipster cafe racer electrical tape cross on the headlight, little halogen bullet indicators. It's got an XVS1100 custom front guard on my Classic, and the custom's got an 18-inch front where the Classic's got a 16-inch front, so I just had to modify that a little bit to fit. Nothing that the angle grinder and a couple of drill bits didn't fix. Sprayed it up black to match the bike. Bought that off eBay for about $100, so it was a bargain. The tan pipe wrap looks fantastic. It does actually serve a function here because my leg sits right there, and that protects the inside of my leg quite nicely. Got an eBay Solo seat. It's rigid mounted. This bike's got a monoshock that runs through it. It's set up like a Harley Softail, and so I don't really like the idea of having springs on the seat when you've got springs in the bike. I think it's unnecessary. If it's a hardtail, yeah, maybe, but I went with a rigid mount option, and I've run the seat mounts right down to these bolts, which is where the rear passenger footrests used to mount to, and I've just mounted it to the fuel tank bolt at the front, and it's absolutely rock solid. So it's alright. Probably down the track buy a better quality one, but proof of concept, it works, looks cool. I've put it on. It's actually reasonably comfortable. Here's the fender, obviously. It's a 6-inch round top fender from mrmudguards.com.au. I wanted to build this myself rather than use a backstreet bobber or blue collar bobbers or whatever it's called kit. I wanted to produce this myself, and so I ordered in the 6-inch round top fender. I really like the flat top fenders. I think it suits the bike better to have the round top, and I've cut it to length, and ultimately I've mounted it down to the rear stay on the swing arm. And before anyone jumps in, this gap here is quite intentional. I know most bobbers, the sort of swing arm mounted rear fender sits very close to the tyre, and I've got that option by sort of bringing it forward to mount to the front of the stay rather than the back of the stay where it is at the moment. But as you guys know, I hardly ride sort of well manicured urban streets or freeways, so I just wanted to set it up with a reasonable gap between the back wheel and the fender, just to make sure everything's cool and I'm not ripping tyres apart, etc. Again, halogen bullet indicators. Got a rear stay that I made to a 6mm hole with an M6 bolt washer, spring washer, nylock nut into the back wheel mounting plate. Got LED license plate holder, rear light, running light. Again, I'm just sort of making sure everything's cool before I tidy up those bolts. It's just for ease of getting to the electrics, etc. So I'll swing all that around and tidy that up shortly when I know everything's running well. So the wiring comes from the plug there, comes across down that swing arm and up that strut, in underneath, through a hole under the license plate. So it's quite a long wiring harness, but I'm pretty happy with how it looks. It's sort of, by running it down the swing arm, up the strut, in black, I think it disappears nicely. You'd have to sort of be looking pretty hard to work out that that's the wiring harness from the side. And from the back, yeah, again, I'm fairly happy with how it disappears. Got a side bag. Behind the side bag you've got a shaft drive cover, and that sort of helps protect the side bag from falling onto the drive shaft. As you obviously know, the XVS series, they're all shaft driven, and I've got no complaints with it. It's really nice, and ultimately just the side bag tends to cover the drive shaft nicely for me. Got vintage round mirrors, Harley Sportster bars, white grips. I've rerouted these slightly and joined them with some cable ties just to ultimately keep the wiring together and keep it neat. There she is, guys, as it sits at the moment. The XVS1100 Izzy with a facelift, and I'm real stoked with how it's turned out. Thanks for your interest, thanks for watching. I Ride Taz, out.